Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Thirst. And this movie is directed by Park Chan-wook, the same director as Old Boy from 2003. And that's the only other movie I've seen from him, and I'm looking forward to seeing more movies that he's made. Old Boy is easily my favorite out of the two. I just really connect with that movie, and everything that it's going for I just really love. And this one I also loved. I thought it was great from the music, and it just added so much whenever the movie was using music or wasn't using music. And it was always an effective choice for me. And as on top of that, the film looked beautiful. It's very well shot throughout most of it. And the acting was pretty great, as the same main actor as Parasite. And he's also in a couple of other Bong Joon-ho movies, like The Host and Memories of Murder, and I believe he was also in Snowpiercer. And this movie is also a vampire movie, and normally a vampire movie is what you would expect is something a little bit like either kind of boring or not that interesting because they've been done to death, especially around the time this movie came out or just shortly after. Because this movie came out around the same time as Twilight was coming out, the same year as Twilight New Moon, that being 2009. Vampires were just everywhere in the late 90s and early 2000s, and by this point you had to do something unique or have a great presentation to your film in order to make vampires interesting or do something interesting with them. And I do feel as though the approach that they took with this film actually added a lot, and because of how things were presented in this film, made it interesting. It had really strong characters that I loved seeing on screen, and I also did enjoy the tonal shifts that this movie took at times. It's not just trying to be a horror movie, it also tries to be a few different things, and it always feels natural. And I was surprised to see it being able to do all of that. I also enjoyed the romance element to this film. I do feel as though it added a lot and was a big core element to the film, and without it, the movie would fall flat. And I just really loved what this movie had to offer me, and the visual effects looked pretty good up until the third act, because I do feel as though that's when the movie started to rely on them a little too much. But before that, I do feel as though the movie looked great in terms of how it was being presented. And this movie does portray our main character in an interesting way, because when he has to experience all these different things, it's not just done so in a way where it's either like body horror or just something we've seen a billion times already. It kind of skips all that and just gets right into what's interesting about it. And with how the violence is depicted in this film, it helped with the tone and the story, and me being able to buy into everything and feel so there's actual consequences in this film, and they feel real. None of it feels phony to me, and this film also hit the emotions that it was trying to go for, and it was very entertaining throughout. I was never bored. This movie is like 2 hours and 15 minutes long, and despite that runtime, I wasn't bored by any of it. It always kept me going, kept me chewing and interested in what was happening in the story. And this is easily one of my favorite vampire movies. I would need to rewatch Let the Right One In and Nosferatu from a few years ago, the Robert Eggers one, but this one I really loved and would love to come back to. So I would highly recommend that you check this movie out. I thought it was great. Not quite on the same level as Old Boy, but I would imagine that there's more to get out of this movie on a second watch. So we'll see what happens in the future. So check this movie out whenever you get the chance. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Thirst a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Thirst, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next video up, and that is going to be for my Blu-ray collection video. Finally, it's actually coming in my next video tomorrow. Look forward to that. Happy that I'm finally done with it. It's not perfect, but I can finally say that it's done. I did run into some problems while making it, and I do address some of those issues in that video, but look forward to it. I'm really happy that I was able to finish it. So thank you all so much for watching, and look forward to all that when that gets up. But until then, thank you for watching and have a great day.